Hey, what's up, Superdads? So obviously I'm in a car today because I wanted to show you some of the sort of isometric workouts that you can do while you are driving somewhere. If you're a taxi service like I am, you probably spend a lot more time in the car than you'd like, and that doesn't mean you need to make it time that's not productive for yourself, right? There's certainly ways to turn it into productive time. And so here are some of the exercises that I regularly do, and hopefully these will work for you, though obviously a lot of this is going to depend on your own car and the sort of stuff that it has placement wise. So one thing that I really love to do is the car version of a cable crossover in the front. So if you have cables in each hand and you cross over like this, it's a great upper chest exercise. It's like a fly. You just grab the steering wheel here and here, okay? And then basically I'm trying to push my hands together like that. You'll notice that I lean forward just a little bit, engage my abs when I do it to provide support, like a base of support for doing it, and pushing up towards the middle of the steering wheel. That's one that I do all the time. Another one to balance that out and get more of a rowing action. I don't actually like doing just holding the steering wheel and rowing because it's so hard to stay against the seat when you do it that way. But if you put one hand on top of the steering wheel to brace yourself, and then the other hand on the bottom, and then pull back like I'm doing a row like this, just like this, you can get pretty good lat activation that way. Front raise, just hold the steering wheel and lifting up like this, okay, there for your shoulders, for your upper pecs. Face pull, I like a face pull variation. So holding the steering wheel right around the place you're supposed to be holding it, and then essentially just pulling it, not just towards your face, but pulling your elbows out like this and towards your face. But for this one, you have to make sure that you brace strongly enough with your legs so that it doesn't move your upper body. Okay, just like that, eh? You can also do it at the bottom of the steering wheel and do a sort of high pull or like an upright row like this. And so I'm pulling up like this. The more up you pull, the better it will probably work out, because it won't, if you pull straight towards your chest, it's going to move your upper body. But if you pull up, it pulls you into the seat. So it won't move you around. So those are great shoulder, upper trap exercises. For forearms, most steering wheels will have some sort of extra sort of grippy space here. Let me give you a view of what I'm talking about. So see how it's a little bit fatter there? So you could obviously just squeeze this, just squeezing there. But also I like to rotate my hand like this. Okay, so you're basically hitting the upper forearm that way, and then reverse it, grab here and rotate your hand this way against the steering wheel to get the belly of the forearm targeted. So between those three, the grips and then the rotation, the outer rotation and the inner rotation, you're really hitting a whole lot of stuff in your forearms. Also, just hands on top and then bracing with the abs and basically trying to bring your hands towards your knees. So just pushing down there. Now this is going to get your abs, but it's also going to get your lats. It's also going to get your triceps a bit. This is really an overall sort of thing. For triceps, there are some things you can do in the steering wheel. You can grab the steering wheel and push down here. I don't particularly like the angle of it. I actually prefer to grab the headrest behind me here. Gets you that overhead extension sort of feel to it. And then extending up this way. Like this. One more that I'll do regularly for my neck is just to push my head into the headrest like this. Like I'm trying to do a neck bridge. Okay, real simple, but it's really important to train your neck. For legs can be a bit tough in the car. It wouldn't be tough except for the fact that they're kind of off balanced, and you don't want to be training them in a super off balance manner. Now you can simulate some sort of leg press in the car. usually on the left side, there will be like a foot rest that you can push against. On the right side, though, obviously you have the pedals. But if you dig your heel in deep enough, I can show you what I'm doing, but it's probably not going to make it any clearer, but I'll do it anyway. Okay, you can dig this heel into the bottom of the car real hard, and then when you push with both legs, you can be pushing into the bottom of the car instead of pushing really hard into the pedal, which you might not want to do because it's not as strong as you'd want it to be. So a little bit tougher to do like a leg press variation. You can, however, do curls, hamstring curls. So the same position of your legs, except now instead of pushing them down, you're curling them back towards you. And this is a definite, you'll feel it in your hamstrings. Just curling your heels into the bottom of the car there. Okay, and then hip abduction, where you're pushing your knees apart like that. That's also another good one that you can do quite regularly in a car. Okay, there you have it. Those are a bunch of isometric exercises. Hopefully something that you hadn't thought of here, something helpful. I don't do all of those all the time, but I do some of them very regularly, like the sort of chest crossover one, or the row, the opposed row that I showed. And honestly, this kind of stuff is a big part of my workout routine. It really does add something. It's hard to quantify to the workout routine. It's practicing strength regularly. It's keeping your mind on how to get stronger. There's also an aspect of creativity, as you might have noticed from the video, where you're looking at what's around you and sort of figuring out how you can use it. And it's, there's an artistic capacity that is required to just take an environment that's not designed for exercise and figure out how it can be used to make you stronger. And so that in its own right is enjoyable and rewarding. So I hope that that's somehow helpful. And yeah, get after it. Go be super. Thanks for watching.